Alright, what's going on? Thanks for clicking on this video. Welcome to episode 19 of The Loft. This is with Brittany Negler. This was a great episode. She's the best. If you're one of her fans from her TikTok accounts or social medias, welcome. If you guys want, please like and subscribe. Your support means the world. We're on the road to 800 subs right now. This is a super fun episode. Brittany's an amazing woman. Came on and shared her story with us. It was an honor. It was a pleasure. Yeah, it's just a good time. If you guys want to support the podcast, head to fallforwardmedia.shop. Grab some of the clothing line. Your support means the most. It goes towards equipment and stuff like that. And we're just getting this thing started, making it better and better every episode. Use code LOFT at checkout for 10% off your entire purchase. And like I said before, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, please like and comment. Your support means the most. It helps out with everything. And I hope you guys enjoy the episode. Peace. All right, so we're filming. All right, cool. All right, well, welcome to episode 19 of The Loft.
Hello.
Today we have Brittany.
What's up, Britt?
What's going on, Brittany? So you have a crazy story, and I'm willing to learn more of it. But for people who don't know Brittany, she went super viral on TikTok. She shared her story with the world about her dentures and the stuff that she went through during that process, and it completely blew up everything. So that being said, let's dive in a little bit to your story and kind of start us off. Where did it really begin at?
All right, so from the very beginning, we'll start. I was a good child. I had the best. My parents were great. I had a good upbringing. Nothing. But then my brother, who is 2 years older than me, was diagnosed with cancer at about 15, and it's called Ewing sarcoma, which is a rare cancer that not a lot of kids get. You rarely hear of it. So I was young. I was just starting high school when he first got it, so I didn't know I didn't know anything. My parents were mostly with him at the hospital, so I was free to roam. And them always being at the hospital, I don't know, I felt like they shunned me, not shunned. I don't know how to explain that.
You were
just left out.
Neglected, neglected, I guess.
But I understood where it was coming from. My brother was sick.
Yeah.
So towards the very end, they gave him 3 months to live, and he ended up living 6 months.
Man.
He waited after Bernard Hopkins' fight. They talked right before the fight because they were, closed.
A while ago, right?
Yeah, this was in 2009.
Okay.
So he was close to Bernard Hopkins?
Yeah.
Your brother?
Yeah.
I guess when he got sick, they got them together.
Make-A-Wish.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But they ended up becoming real good friends from Make-A-Wish and talked
dope.
after
That's cool.
it.
That's awesome.
So, Bernard's fight, his last fight, he won. My brother talked to him before the fight, went down. We were all watching. He was only blind in one eye. So he would be in and out every 15 minutes. He'd be awake and asleep.
Right.
But once the fight came, he was up for the whole fight. They talked after the fight. He went upstairs, went to sleep. He was in and out of it in the morning. And when I woke up that morning, I had a weird feeling not to go to school that day. So I was like, all right, Mom, I'm going to stay home. But Mom was like, that's fine. So I went and laid in bed. We watched Maury every time.
Yeah.
Maury, Jerry Springer, Maury, Jerry Springer.
I remember those. I used to watch that in the morning.
The good old days.
Yeah.
So we're laying in bed next to him. 15 minutes later, I heard a big gasp. And he took his last breath and died.
Wow.
So at like I was young, so I thought I laid on his like breathing tube. I didn't know the difference between a breathing tube and a oxygen tube.
Right.
I thought they were the same thing. I didn't.
Yeah, he knows more about it than I do.
Did they have him at the end, like a hospice type of situation where he was
At
just
my
at
house.
home, like kind of?
Yeah, they knew he was going.
He was 15?
No, he was 18. He got it when he was 15.
Okay.
So
he
died
lived
when
3 years with it.
Yeah.
So he was connected to oxygen, all that type of stuff.
Yeah. So I didn't know the difference. I thought they were the same thing at the time. Like,
As feeding?
No, as an oxygen and a breathing
And
tube.
a breathing.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
A breathing. Well, there's different forms. There's like
he
like
had
a
just
tube.
an oxygen one.
Yeah.
At that age, like I didn't know the difference, so I thought I laid on a breathing
It did something, yeah.
and I cut off his oxygen and I killed him.
Yeah.
So like I held like it really messed me up in the head after that, and a couple months later, like my whole family just split up. Like my parents went my parents went separate ways. My brother went off and moved out with his wife now. Like it just left. Like I was.
Yeah,
like,
death in the family can be rough, man, for sure.
And
Just
you were 16?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some heavy shit to swallow at that age.
I
mean, that's it doesn't get bigger than that. I can't imagine like having that on my conscience.
Yeah. Is that what?
But I didn't want to tell my parents. I thought I killed my brother because they separated. So
you just kept it in. Like,
so I thought I was the reason why, like, because I killed my brother, my parents separated. I was the reason for all this happening.
You thought you caused all of that, and it's such a like the perfect age to like, because you haven't really formed all your like, your mindset. You're still young, you're still developing. So like, if you're at the age you are now, realizing, oh, okay, I didn't do that, it was an accident. Whereas you're 16, you're like, dude, I can mess somebody up for a long time. So I completely understand where you're coming from.
It all happened so quick too, probably.
Yeah.
And like in my house, we weren't allowed to cry. It's like my brother wasn't like, if he seen you crying, he would be so mad.
What's the reasoning behind that? Just a sign of weakness, I guess? Or?
Yeah, like he didn't want to, like he was strong.
Right. Okay.
He didn't want you feeling bad for him. He didn't want none, like, so it was basically buried. You just had to keep burying it. So I just buried and buried and buried.
Yeah.
Then it didn't all happen like right away. Like I stopped hanging out with my my normal friends. I thought I didn't deserve that. I killed my brother. I didn't deserve them. So I started like hanging out, drinking. First, I started out with drinking for a little bit. Then I went to smoking weed and drinking. Like it slowly escalated. It wasn't like real fast. Like it wasn't just drugs, drinking, and all that.
Right.
It started from drinking for a little bit, smoking for a little bit. Then I started perks.
Yeah.
The perks helped because it drowned it out. Like hearing my brother's gasp, like his last like that.
The trauma.
Yeah, I just wanted to drown that out. And that was the only thing I could.
It's common. I would think everybody has a way to cope, and everyone tries to numb their feelings, whether it's drinking or drugs. And, I completely understand where you're coming from. So
It's an escape.
Yeah, for sure.
Everyone, everyone uses something for an escape.
Yeah.
I wish
It doesn't have to be drugs. It
I
can
was
be
just
anything.
too ashamed to speak up about it. I wish I did.
Yeah.
So at one point did you figure out that you didn't do it?
Well, I started to lose I started losing weight. I started stop caring about myself, blowing money on drugs. I got I was in a car accident. The car flipped over 5 times. I should have died, they said, but they just kept prescribing perks. Even my first appointment, they didn't do no x-ray. They just automatically prescribed perks and I was out.
Wow.
So every time I went to an appointment, they would just up the dose.
Yeah, and they think that's the solution when really it creates
so
a
in
problem.
my head, I was just it's prescribed. So
And you said you were 79 pounds at one point, right?
that was after my teeth got taken.
Yep.
You were doing the perks before you were prescribed them.
Yeah, I started.
You were doing them in high school, I guess, and stuff.
Towards the end, once
You went to Ryan?
Yeah, towards senior year.
Yeah. I mean, it's a common thing. What do you, obviously in your case, you had something very specific happen that I feel like spurred all that on. But, and I know it's not where we live and stuff, but man, in this neighborhood, I just feel like it's been your age group
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like hit. So what do you think it was? Like that all was just coming out at that moment? Because I feel like your age group was just hit so hard by it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't. We say
Thinking
this all
back.
the time. Like, if I think about, like, yeah, if you think about it, I was my classroom dare ambassador.
Yeah,
Like, I was
so
all for it. Like, I was
anti.
against, like, all that. But what I remember is they never talked about prescription Percocets when we had it. It was Angel Dust. Now they talk about Percocets, and because it wasn't like a worry back then.
yeah.
Like when it was Angel Dust, like crack, like all
Yeah.
the.
I just don't think I think that was like the beginning.
So we just thought it
of
was
it.
cool.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what age? What age was it when you first had your first Percocet? Like what was the story?
That was in
behind
high school.
it? Okay.
That was like senior year.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like
It was like half a bus.
you're drinking, and
I
they
threw it.
say, yeah, try this, and yeah, that's how it goes, right?
Like yeah,
Right.
in my head I was like, I just wanted to belong somewhere. I didn't have my family.
Yeah.
And that's all I ever wanted.
Yeah, and that led you down that path. I mean.
So I just attached myself to anybody that I don't know. Like,
Yeah, just someone you could just grab,
Yeah.
like, latch onto. Talk a little bit about the. So, when did you notice you started losing your teeth?
See, I only had I lost only it would be like a chip. I had a chip tooth in the front, and I had two missing on one side right here and one side right here.
Right.
So it wasn't like crazy bad. But what led up to this now for the last year and a half? Okay, so last Christmas, not the one I just passed, the one before that.
Yeah.
Like I was with my kid's father. Woke up Christmas morning. We were all good. 2-3 days later, see on Instagram he had another girl pregnant, engaged, and I find out from
What the
so I just got smacked in the face with that.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
And you're with the kid at this point?
I thought, like,
How the hell do they do it
You know,
so sneaky?
A,
Like,
a whole other life.
yeah,
That's a whole
you
other
gotta
life.
live in a whole other life.
I mean, you said
I lived at the
you said
house and everything.
Yeah, you said in
Like-
the TikTok. You said you've been through so much, and you're a strong woman. I truly believe that.
like if I
it's-
could tell you all the story, like I never really thought it
So-
was that bad until I actually like told it to people.
So let's stay on that one for a minute, though, because
Okay.
that's big. So what,
Oh wait, that's not even
so what happened?
hard. So I was I was
nuts.
pissed, but we have kids involved.
Yeah.
Right.
So and his parents,
That
his
changes.
parents were my family. Like
Mm-hmm.
after my brother died, my family stopped celebrating holidays. We just did the bare minimum, like
Right.
opening Christmas gifts. And then after that, nothing.
Right.
It's the bare minimum.
Yeah.
So I didn't think it was fair to the kids. So like we would do like that with them, and then I would send them to their dads because they would have like a big family thing. So I attached to his family for the last 6 years. She was my mother. Like I held her high on a pedestal. His parents.
Right.
Like they could do no wrong in my eyes. So I couldn't retaliate, even though deep down I wanted to.
Because you had so much love for them. Yeah.
I couldn't hurt them.
Right. That's admirable. That's a maturity.
Like I
It's mature.
couldn't like.
Yeah.
Do you, tell you the truth, no matter how bad I wanted to do it, and I had I would write it out in like a text to myself, and send it to myself
Yeah.
because I knew it would just be like
Remind yourself.
no. If I send it to them, it would just cut ties
Yeah.
because the deal was if I was civil with that whole ordeal, that she wasn't allowed to wear on my daughter right away because they didn't know you just met each other.
Right. Yeah.
Like sorry, my daughter just seen us we were just living together, and then
Yeah.
a couple days later it's a whole new girl. Like
you don't want to ruin the kid's mind state.
you know
and
what I mean?
men-
Like
yeah.
at least introduce. Like I wanted to meet her.
Mm-hmm.
Like at least be respectful for me. If I'm going out of my way being respectful for you, when you know like I could be spiteful, I could
Right.
cause some damage.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't. And your part of the deal was she wasn't allowed around my daughter right away until we met.
Right.
So everything was still good. Me and his mom had this great relationship. Mother's Day came around. So his friend texted me saying, I need his friend. Can you go on Facebook? I go on Facebook, and she made a post about my daughter on Mother's Day. My daughter is with me. So, like, you purposely, like, because I just wrote his mom, like, a long, like, appreciation post. And then she goes and posts my daughter, and the mom liked it. So I'm like...
It was a slap in the face.
It was just like a bait, like, I'm trying to work with you. So then, basically, I just lost my mom. Like, not my mom, but my second mom.
Right.
So not only did I lose my family, like, that I had...
You feel you lost your second family, too.
I lost them.
Right.
So that hit me even harder. Like, I started getting panic attacks because my son was like, "What, are you mad because she was calling her mommy?" And I'm like, "Dog, come on, stop. Like, can you just, like, stop telling me this stuff. Like, it's already, like, killing me."
Yeah.
And you can't let it, like, I try to, express how I felt.
Right.
But I kept getting told, like, "Oh, you shouldn't feel that way. There's no reason you should be upset."
Yeah. Well, yeah, as a mother, you're very valid to feel the way you feel.
But as moms, too, like, that's what I respect so much about moms. That you guys have to, like, no matter what's happening, you can't show any.
Yeah.
Like, your kids are looking at you. You know what I mean? So you can't show that there's a chink in your armor. You just got to be, like, you got to be the strong one in the house. Because you have little kids at home, and you're the one they're looking at, so.
Yeah.
So then... my parents were like, "Oh," like, I started getting panic attacks, like, at work, because I would just, like, my mom would just go, like, I would start with one thing, like, "Oh, my daughter's there," like, they're not, like, and it would just go, it would just escalate in my head, and I would just start, like,
I don't think people understand how insane panic attacks are.
Oh,
like, people think anxiety, they're like, "Oh, all right, I have anxiety." There's a whole different level of what a panic attack is, because I've had panic attacks
like,
too.
You start sweating, like,
you feel like you're dying.
Yeah.
You feel like you're having a heart attack.
Really?
Like, I'm not kidding. Like, you hyperventilate, you can't breathe. I had a panic attack recently, like, in the middle of the night. I woke up, and I couldn't fall back asleep, and I don't know what it was. I was just so anxious. I just had a full-blown panic attack. Like, and the people don't understand what they are. Like,
there's nothing you can do, but, like, it's all in your head.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to
and
stop
once
your
it
head.
starts, you can't reverse it. It's like you think one thing, and then, like you were just saying, it just, like, it's one thing after another starts building up in your mind to the point where you physically start.
Right. Are there steps you guys take to help that at all? You know, when you
you know what I do.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm just learning.
Yeah.
Because it's just all happened in the last year and a half.
I think the biggest thing you got to do is, because we probably have the same exact thing, our minds never stop. Like, that's how I am. My mind's, I always got a million things going at once.
Yeah, your mind,
The reason I meditate is because it stills your mind for a certain amount of time, and you start, like, training your mind to just be still and have nothing in it for a little bit, and then eventually your mind starts, like, you train it to kind of just, even if it's chaos around you, you can kind of just be like, go back to that foundation of what you build through doing that.
Right.
You know, and there's a bunch of different things you can do. Deep breathing.
I'm just starting to learn about all that.
Yeah.
Like,
and there's a million YouTube videos of people who suffer with stuff that will teach you techniques and everything.
And
I mean, it's just a horrible feeling when it happens to you, though.
Yeah. And you're just learning the TikTok game too. We were talking a little bit about that, and you're saying, you know, your videos went so viral, they started reaching out to you. And so, what have you been? So ever since you posted that video, and I'll put it in the episode so you guys get a context of what the video is. But so ever since you posted that video, like, you know, you said it was overnight, basically.
Yeah, it's basically someone asked me to post. Like, I asked that was getting the same work done to take out my dentures in and out to show them how. So I did that. That went crazy, and they were asking for the background. So then I started to post, like, the background story, because I also wanted to show the dentists who actually helped me, like, appreciate, like...
Right, you show appreciation.
Like, to show everybody who he really is, and he's an amazing man.
Yeah.
And it...
How'd you get hooked up with him?
Yeah.
So, with the dentist... Hold on, Freddie. I can keep you on here for hours. Trust me.
We love to hear that.
But after that whole thing with them, I was like, all right, I have to take care of myself. So I went to the dentist. They told me my teeth weren't savable. And I kept asking, I was like, even my canine, like, they were like, it's all gone. So then,
from what?
Was it from the
How'd
drugs
you
or
start
just
getting
in general?
the teeth issues?
like, I didn't think they were that bad, but I have real bad anxiety. Then I don't think there should be no needles in nobody's mouths. Like, that freaks me out.
Right, but did they tell you why you
No.
started
When I
having
asked,
problems?
like, I had, like, cavity, like,
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
like,
normal stuff.
Yeah.
and a chipped tooth in the front and 2 missing. And she told me that all the roots and like it was just all dead.
Were you going to the dentist regularly, or were you?
I'm scared of the
like,
dentist.
yeah, so maybe something happened where you weren't like there for a while.
You
I
weren't
guess.
checking in, yeah.
And then they
But
told
they
you
never even explained. She said, "I've been doing this for so many years. Like, trust me, I know."
they just said they're not savable.
Yeah, they're not savable.
That's fucked.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like,
I should have. And I should have known something because they made me sign the paperwork for all the teeth that
Yeah.
day.
What dentist office is this? Just
As
I'll have to blurt that out. Don't want any bad press, but
yeah, no.
but
Well,
no,
I'm just curious.
It's so because I just started going back to the dentist too. Like, after you're a kid and you go to the kid dentist, you kind of stop going. It's like
no one wants to go to the
yeah,
fucking dentist.
it is
dude.
important
It's
to
the
check on
worst
your
place
teeth,
ever.
but-
the thing is, what I failed to realize, teeth control everything in your whole body.
yeah,
right. Yes.
They
Like-
say you're supposed to go like every. I think is it every 6 months now? or
Yeah, every
something?
6
I try
months
to
they like
go.
to check up.
I try to go like twice a year and get them cleaned and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do.
Yeah.
You don't realize how how much they.
And the dentist difference, because I was under my dad's insurance and he's like he had great insurance,
Yeah.
so it covered like everything.
Right. And
So I was allowed to see like the good dentist.
yeah.
But no, once I got kicked off, it was the dentist that didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
That it's easier to take out all the teeth than to actually fix it.
so
Yeah. So they took out all your teeth.
Yeah, they
And
pulled
then-
out all my teeth, and gave me dentures that were really big.
you said they were too big for your mouth, right?
Yeah, like 2 Pringle chips.
Yeah,
Like I couldn't
yeah.
close them.
I remember watching that video. You said you had them like
I-
these are horrible. Like, they're too
They
big.
they took like every time I went 6 times to get them fixed, and every time they would just take out more gum, and just tell me I had to use glue. I had like bones coming out of my like gum. It was so painful,
Yeah.
so
That's-
painful.
And there's nothing more painful than teeth. I'm not kidding. Like teeth.
That's
When
the
you have
worst
like a
pain.
toothache.
And dental
Yeah.
care is so high. Dental care,
Yeah,
it's
it is.
ridiculous, and it's so sad because
So how long did you have the dentures that didn't fit and everything? How long did you have all that? A year?
like they gave them to me. Like once they pulled my teeth out, they put them right in.
I know, but how long did you have to deal with all that
Like 6
before
months.
you got these?
I was like 6 months. The only reason was because
Sorry,
I
guys.
couldn't eat it anymore.
Yeah.
So I went from like 110 down to 79 pounds
Holy shit.
Yeah.
in a couple weeks, like 2 months.
You said you couldn't eat or anything.
Like
right?
I couldn't chew, and it just felt like my gum,
That's
like the
life.
gum walls were just breaking. Like
Yeah.
when you chew, if just that noise it makes in your
Yep.
ear, like I don't.
I had that with my filling. Yeah.
You look like you
My
look
face
a
is
lot.
not,
You're
like-
full now. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not like
I
sunken
mean,
in.
yeah.
Like,
I mean, talk about that, man. Like, you can see, you obviously see it in the video, but like, yeah, you just got these brand new teeth and they look awesome. Like you look like 2 different people, which is like it's a great thing. And so like
The
what-
emotion.
yeah, what was your initial reaction like when you saw them in? Like, what was going through your mind? Like, was this a long time coming for you? Like,
yeah, because like all that like I don't have nobody to talk to, so all this was like built up. And like last summer, I lost my house to the Parkwood tornado.
Wow.
I've been through so much.
You got to write a book.
That's what I'm saying. Like
yeah.
the last year and a half, it was just like I got blow after blow after blow after blow. Like I had 2 days to move out of my house, like my house in Parkwood. A week later, my engine blew. So I was on the point of giving up. Like I was 79 pounds. I was just like I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. Some people don't believe in this, but I'm like talking to my brother up. I'm like, Sean, like if you can
me a
hear
sign.
me, like can you just please like something? And I came across Dr. Kenny on Instagram. And I was like, I don't reach out to people. Like, I'm scared. Like, I have to, like, build up the courage. So I was like, is this really Dr. Kenny Wilstead? And he wrote back right away saying yes. And I was just sending him a picture of my teeth. Like, I just wanted new dentures. And that was the plan. I was supposed to go buy regular denters for half the price that in Philly charged. But when I got there, he surprised me and said, "You're getting implanted snapping dentures from him and his wife."
That's amazing.
Yeah,
So,
that's
like,
definitely that's a gift from your brother.
That's
right there.
God.
Like-
I
Yeah.
believe in that.
If the plane right there, my brother's number is 22. My seat number is 22.
Yeah.
Like,
I
it's
believe in
just-
that. Yeah.
If you, like, I still have all the
goosebump
screenshots.
moment.
Yeah, that's
Like,
be
if
the
you see,
chills.
The
like-
hairs on my legs
Like,
stand.
if
Yeah.
you see, like, the screen, I took screenshots of like everything.
Yeah.
Because, like, I do
Now, when
believe
you-
that they're there.
Yeah, it's real. that's. I
Because
mean,
when
I'm
does
not.
that
That's
ever
what I
happen?
believe.
Yeah, that
I'm
But-
all the way in Philly and in Denison, Texas,
When-
that doesn't know me.
Yeah, so it was in Texas, right?
Yeah.
When did you, after like saying that little prayer to your brother, after that, how long did you come across a guy like that same day?
Like
Right
15
then and there?
minutes later.
crazy.
Legit,
that's-
15,
I mean,
because I was
that's
legit
amazing.
laying on my
Certain-
back deck because I wouldn't leave the house. I was like, anytime I stood up, I just felt like I was going to snap. Like, I didn't have the strength, nothing.
Now, were you working and everything during this time?
I had to quit my job in August because of COVID. Like, I didn't have nobody to watch the kids.
Yeah,
And then online school started, so
you're strong, Brett.
Yeah.
so
You're
I'm
a
dealing
strong
with being all
person.
that. Like, my kids, my 2-year-old was scared of me. Like, when I first got it, like, when she first seen, like, she cried and ran. And that literally broke my heart. Broke that, because that's my girl. That's like
Yeah.
my little best friend. That's
Wait, she broke down when you got your new teeth?
no, when I didn't have any teeth.
Oh.
So she was scared of me.
Oh, wow.
And, like, my older daughter was getting teased because of my, like, so I didn't want to leave it. Like, I was an embarrassment to my family. So that whole year and a half literally just, like, mentally just, like, broke me.
Right. Well,
Legit broke.
yeah, I mean, God sends his strong, biggest battles to his strongest people, right? So, it's crazy. And do you think, do you regret any of that? Anything that when you went through or anything?
I regret thinking I killed my brother.
Yeah.
I wish I reached out to somebody to tell them that I felt that way instead of just burying it. Because I buried it and made it worse. I just kept burying it.
Yeah.
So when I went to rehab, like, I really, like, I was my one time to rehab, one to go. My parents at the time didn't know that I thought I killed my brother. So the rehab I got sent to is Living Grin in Ben Salem.
Yeah.
My brother's buried right there. So I could see his,
The
before all the
grave.
trees
Yeah,
grew.
At that cemetery right there.
Oh, it's like right there.
Yeah, they're right next to each other.
Legit, right? Like,
Yeah.
you can see the tombstone, everything.
Wow.
So I'm like, I really wanted to leave. Like, they had me on blackout, like, because I was, not gonna lie, I was itch. Like, I was mean. I wanted to leave. Like, I knew I could MIA. I knew I could walk out, and
Never
but
go
I
back.
didn't want to.
Keep going, guys.
I've always wondered, like, what is that? What is rehab like? Like, how did you hate it being in there? Is it
I hated
is it
it.
clean? Is it
It's clean. It's clean as yes. No. Yes.
like is
clean.
it well run in that place? or-
Yes.
Yeah.
They're strict on you.
You have a roommate or anything, or you just
had a
live? It's like
roommate.
dorm rooms.
You have 2 in a room.
Dorm. It's like a dorm.
It's a house.
Oh, okay.
So, like, this would be like 2 people in a room each.
Yeah.
And
Did you get along with the roommate?
Yeah. The first one, yeah,
'Cause-
but she was only there for like a little bit, and then the second one, like my girl Stacy, like
Yeah.
I still talk to this
That's
today.
dope.
She's like,
Because there's a lot that goes into that stuff, like
but I didn't want to be like sad to say. I'm not trying to be mean, but I didn't want to be friends with anybody.
Yeah.
I wanted
Yeah.
to stay by myself.
You just shut yourself out. And was
Do
that-
they do
Because
like
they
group
talk- no-
meetings and everything every day?
Like when the people are alone by themselves, like without the meetings and stuff, all they do is talk about drugs.
Right.
Like someone came up to me, they're like, "Oh, you have really good veins." After that, I did not take off my hoodie. I wore a hoodie the whole time,
That's insane.
and I wouldn't. I even told like I don't want to talk to you. Like
Yeah, you don't want to. You
Yeah.
don't. You want to bring that
I'm
back
not
up.
trying to remember. Like I want to forget that I ever went through. Like
Yeah, you can use. I mean, on top of the reason that I found you, it's like there's so much more that you went through. So like even being able to get clean is a battle. It still goes on every day. So were you homeless at all? Or you always at a
No.
place you were just?
I was like I wasn't a full. Like everybody expected since I got my teeth out that I was like living on the street, homeless, full. Like no.
You're just.
I still worked. I still took care of my thing.
Pretty
It just
normal
I
life.
needed to numb the.
Pain.
Yeah, I just needed to feel not go through withdrawal. but I also needed to get that out of my head.
Yeah. And all,
How brutal is the withdrawal? Is it really?
Okay, we'll tell you I didn't really get to experience it to the full extent because I called my dad. I remember this day so clear. I thought I was going through withdrawal, but here I got a fake 30 that had benzos. I don't know what it
place with something bad in it.
No, it said a benzo induced.
That's like
I had a benzo induced
Xanax
seizure.
or something
Yeah,
like that.
but I thought it was Percocet, so I don't know if I can say that.
You can say whatever you want.
All right,
Whatever you
so
want,
I snorted it.
Yeah.
So here I snorted a benzo, and
Yeah.
withdrawal where they stretch their arms.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
But here the whole time I was having seizures.
Benzos can do that.
Oh wow.
I was for 2 days I was having seizures.
Yeah.
So I thought it was just withdrawal. So I called my dad. I was like, Dad, I need to go to and then he found me a bed that day at Livingren. And he said, you're going tomorrow. That night, my body locked up to where I had to be transported to the hospital. Like, it legit locked up like a pretzel.
That's insane.
They had to carry me out arm by arm.
Jeez.
I'm glad it
Yeah,
wasn't,
Yeah.
still it was a seizure. It was still
Yeah.
bad. It was still not.
That shit can fuck you up for sure.
So you would.
So I was in the hospital.
yeah.
I was knocked out the whole, I don't remember anything in the hospital. So I was there for 4 days. So it basically withdrawed at the hospital. So I would still have symptoms when I went to detox, but I was only detox for 2 days. And because I kept declining there, I didn't want subs, I didn't want none of that. Because it's substitutes,
It substitutes.
yeah.
Hell,
I believe, some people believe in the MAT,
Yeah.
the extra help with the subs and stuff, but I personally didn't want it.
You just wanted to avoid it altogether.
You've been clean since 2016.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Man, I have a lot of respect for you. That's really amazing. You should be so proud of that.
Yeah.
It's hard
You
to
should.
accept,
You should, because it's hard.
It is hard.
It is
but
hard to get through that.
Yeah.
I did it to myself.
But you got yourself
But
out.
still.
But I dug myself into a 6 feet hole. So I made sure I felt everything. Like being in rehab, you're stuck in your head. Like my parents ignored I'd be like, oh, Mom, I need to come to Herbert. I would make up everything and anything to get out. But when it came down, I'd be like, no, I don't want to leave.
So
So let me just call my parents and torture them.
You force yourself to go through it.
Yeah,
So there's been a lot of times in your life that you've felt completely alone.
yeah.
Do you feel like you've benefited from those? Have you benefited from those times of feeling those feelings and just not numbing it out and just feeling it and going through it?
I didn't start with rehab. Yeah, it made me feel that. That's what made me. I don't want to go back to that because I made sure I make myself think about everything I just went through. That was 30 days of not seeing my kids. When you're on blackout, you can't talk to your family. When they finally were able to come to see me, I literally booked it down there. I almost got in trouble because I hit a one of the
Had someone running out.
Yeah, it was a counselor, and I almost mowed him down. But once he realized what I was running to, I haven't seen my kids.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be the same way.
So I booked it. So
Yeah.
it was not
Makes you appreciate it a lot more though.
yeah.
When you have it again.
I appreciate my parents a lot more because if it wasn't I wasn't able to they were my backbone.
Yeah.
We don't know the value of something until it gets taken from us.
Yeah, that's absolutely, bro. And
We don't
Yeah.
appreciate it in the moment.
Yeah.
And we take so much for granted, and then the second you don't have it, that's when you realize
it's what you wanted
what
all
you
along.
had.
Right.
And we just take everything for granted.
We do. And
I wish I could hear my brother's voice because it kills me that I can't remember what he sounds like. That's one thing I hate. I can't remember what his voice is. But I'm not going to go use drugs because I can't remember his voice.
Right.
I'm just going to look at pictures and
it's a lot of the shit we do. We just we're our own worst enemy with a lot of this stuff because it's crazy because you think you're repressing or what, you're just making it worse. All that stuff you were not hiding, but all the stuff you were just repressing for all that time. It was just growing and growing and growing and growing.
So when I went
you
to
have
the
to face
dentist,
It has to come out.
so when cause nobody I don't. here I don't feel like I can, like, if you talk to your friends, it's like I don't feel like I get it's. They always agree with you.
There's no
Like, I need somebody to tell me straight up, like, you're wrong.
keep it in
Like,
check.
like
Well,
that's never happened. Like, I don't get put in check. Like,
Yeah, that's important.
so if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Because in my head, I need to see, like,
Yeah, you need to be held accountable for your actions. You also need someone to put something in perspective for you, because, like, you know, if
and then everybody judges.
yeah, and then, you know, it's never gonna get better. You know, if you never, like, my whole thing is, like, if someone tells you something and then you don't have that memory, you sit by yourself and, like, yo, maybe they're right. Then that's how you know that, like, you know, what you're doing maybe need correction, or you may need to fix it. You know what I mean?
So before I react now, like, I'll call, like, my close, like, my daughter's godmother, and that's his family. Like, I'll call her before I'm like, yeah, please tell me, like, am I overreacting? If I'm good, like, before, like, because
Yeah.
my head goes crazy.
Right. And
And
that takes a lot of awareness to even know that, though. You know,
Oh,
there's people that just act out and lash out and don't think about it or think they need anybody else. You know, so
for the like this whole year and a half, if it wasn't for the Pinterest, I'm not gonna lie, Pinterest, like I would, like, Google the quote, like, trauma bonding, like,
Yeah.
it would lead me to something else, and I'm like,
yeah,
putting it together, I'm like,
yeah, I just started following all those accounts, you know, seeing that stuff on your feed every day, you know, and he sends me stuff every single day, you know, he sends me videos, quotes, you know, and it's like, you need that stuff.
You gotta constantly fill your mind with good, because if not, you're just leaving in room for bad shit to come.
Exactly.
Like, if you're not, we kind of talked about this last week with these kids that we had on, that, like, if you're not doing something to help yourself or get better, and you're just sitting still,
You're not
you're
gonna
not,
change.
you're getting worse.
You're getting worse. If you're not
If
getting better, you're getting
if you're
worse.
just sitting there, like,
I have some quotes I want to say.
and if you gotta, it's everything, man. I talk about it so much, but it's like your relationship with your family,
Yep.
your relationship with the people you work with,
Yeah.
like, everything is
Yeah.
huge.
So
and you got to stay on top of all of them.
So yeah,
And
exactly.
now a lot of people are like, they'll be like, oh, cool, but they don't really understand where you're coming from.
No,
Right.
like
Like, they don't really listen. Like,
Yeah.
like I've been trying a lot more. I'll be like, all right, you know, every night now, I'll be like, because I'm like, I love being by myself way too much. Like, I'm introverted, and I'll sit in my bedroom all day.
I'll pose like, who wants to get? And then
No,
just
like,
not in my
literally, door shut, all lights off, TV on. I'll be in my bedroom, and I'll be like, oh, dude, like 4 hours just went by. I'm still alone.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to make, like, a conscious effort to be like, all right, go downstairs to the living room, spend a couple hours with your parents.
Right. Yep.
Sit there with them, watch the
Yeah.
Phillies game with my dad or something, because losing something or somebody just makes you, like, you're like, oh, I want to, every second I can, I want to just be with them.
You make everything count. You want to make everything count for the future.
Yeah.
So you know,
but that's what's hard because my family's all apart.
right.
so
So you
it's
didn't really
like-
have it. You feel like you didn't have an option.
Have you guys gotten closer since the death of your brother and everything? Like,
Or
It
since
took a while
it took a while, yeah.
until my story got aired. Because a lot of my family members didn't even know I went to rehab. Like, I was on drugs and went to rehab.
Really.
Yeah, a lot. Like,
That's
we
crazy.
Kept,
You
like,
keep a lot of things in,
Yeah.
like you said.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they didn't even they were just finding out when this video was posted, so they're messaging me like what do you make it like?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, sorry, like it was none of your business. Like,
It's just it's what it's
because you
what
judge. Everybody
mean,
judges.
right. It's and also that was instilled in you too, growing up too. You know what I mean?
Like,
Like, just
I've-
to keep things in. You know.
People judge, but they don't know what. Like, I can't keep cursing, but people judge, but they don't know what you've been through.
Right.
Like, so,
Nobody
like,
knows.
so, excuse my French, but fuck them.
Yeah.
It's like nobody knows.
They don't
what
know shit
everybody's
about
going
you.
through.
Yeah.
They don't know that you had that in your head about what happened with your brother. Like, that's the thing about judgment. It's like they have no idea who you are.
They make it so like they judge you, but they want you to talk about it, and like
Yeah.
like some people suicide, like some people kill themselves. They want you, but they wait till after you're dead to say
And this
that.
is what
Remember you.
these people don't get is there's kids out there killing themselves and stuff because of how they treat them.
That's, Like,
Yeah.
one night I called my dad before.
Exactly.
Like, because they're getting judged, and
That's
then
exactly why.
they become suicidal, and it's
Yeah.
like everyone's like, oh,
Yeah.
you know, like,
Yeah,
what did you think
exactly.
was gonna happen?
That's what, like, in my head, like when that whole thing, when I lost my like the whole family, like my daughter, like the cheating, all that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I was going on my way to work and I was like about to have a panic attack, and I called my dad. I'm like, Dad, like I really, and he's like, oh, he's a piece of crap, like all that. I was like, I don't need to hear that.
Yeah.
Like I don't care about that. Like what I'm trying to explain to you in my head is I don't know what's going on in my head right now. And there's people that kill themselves.
You want someone to make sense of it.
Yeah, like there's people that kill themselves begging for attention, and I'm sitting here like screaming, crying to you that like something's wrong.
Yeah.
And you just keep telling me, oh, he's a loser, this, that. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah,
like,
you wanted someone to sit and tell you what the reality of the situation was and to pick your ass up and stop feeling bad for yourself.
Yeah, like
you know, and kind of help you understand what's happening in your head, because I completely understand that, and that's why it's so important to have friends that.
And once again, I have to say this real quick. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm perfect on my high horse.
Yeah.
You know how many times I've done it? I've judged people, or I've
done
said
it
something
too.
mean to somebody, because there's a lot of people out there who want to be like users on this thing now, talking about how good he is and stuff. I don't want it to sound like that, but I'm trying. The point is, I'm trying to be better. Because
that's all you can do.
you come to a point, and I'm not perfect. I still will make mistakes.
None of us are, dude.
You know,
I'm not.
We're human.
Yeah,
we weren't made to be perfect.
There's still going to be days where I'll judge someone, but the difference is when I catch myself doing it, I'm like, why? Because here's the thing, it's always something going on with you.
Yeah.
Like if I'm judging somebody or I'm talking about, it's because something's messed up inside of me.
Yep.
So now I'm like, all right.
You're projecting.
Yeah,
it on
and you're
someone
just,
else.
it has nothing to do with them. Like anything
Right.
I've ever said mean to somebody, it was nothing. It was I was messed
wasn't
up.
personal. I mean,
Yeah. So now I'll be like, all right, what's wrong? What do I got to fix about myself right now? What's going on? Because something's going on.
yeah.
You might not realize it, but I never used to understand that. But now
Yeah.
I'm finally realizing. So now I'll try to fix whatever's bothering me, and then
Right.
usually that works.
I mean, listen, in order to not feel judged, judge less. In order to not feel judged, judge less.
Yeah.
I learned that from the Jay Shetty podcast. He had Mike Posner on. The guy, the artist who made the, you know.
He's a legend.
Yeah, he's an absolute musical legend. And so they were on the podcast. I took notes on it. And he said, and Jay Shetty said, in order to not feel judged, judge less. You know, because when you're going out and you're pointing the finger at people and you're telling people they're this and they're that, you're always reflecting back on yourself. And you're always thinking about maybe what's wrong with me, because you're going out and you're making fun of these people, or you're doing whatever, and it makes you feel bad because you try to make yourself feel better, but in reality it's because you're insecure about something. So if you always try to first respect and see the person for who they are and have their respect, you'll always feel like that respect for yourself, because you're not out putting hate out there. You're putting positive energy out there.
And
you
everyone's got a story. That's one of the reasons I love doing this thing, because like I love listening to stories.
Yeah.
Everyone
To
has a
get it
story.
out,
I
like-
could look at you an hour ago. I could have looked at you in the parking lot. I had no idea about anything that you just said.
That's
Right.
what, like a lot of people message. They're like, I didn't know any of this was going on. I was
Yeah.
like, 'cause
Well, that's
I'm not
the-
allowed to.
isn't
Like,
that
I
cra-
was I was told like you gotta.
But it's
don't
important.
show weakness. We're from Philly.
Yeah.
You can't show weakness because they attack.
Oh, you can't.
They will
but
attack.
But it's they'll come right
I
at
got
you.
messages
They'll come after
teasing
you.
me.
But
putting me on Kensington
but you got to
Beach.
be ready for them to come after you. Whatever.
I didn't even think they knew about it. They're like posting me on Kensington
But it's
Beach.
important.
Yeah.
At the dentist.
Yeah.
Like they took my dentist video
Yeah,
and
and they're-
tagged me on
And
Kensington
it's
It's
Beach.
just like
It's,
that's
they
so.
try to make you look like a
Yeah.
bad
like,
person.
I'm
That's so
like,
fucked
come
up.
on.
But it's
Who
important
are you?
to talk about, because a lot of times people out there will be like, why are these dudes, or why are they just up there talking about their feelings? Because it's important.
Yeah.
There's people out there killing themselves. There's people out there
Going through
right
real
now in high school that are looking and like they're desperate
Yeah.
for something.
Just the way
This-
you were on the phone with your dad, you know, asking,
Like-
asking, hey, listen, I don't know what to feel right now. Like people need.
It's
you know.
important. You can't just go through life and act like nothing needs to be
Like your
talked about.
feelings
and-
are relevant. Like that's
Right.
what I
Yeah.
was basically being told. Like,
Right.
oh, why do you feel that way? Like he's a loser. I was just shut. No, it's not that.
Right.
Like I'm not a like.
But you're so right. In
I lost
Philly,
his parents. Like
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
parents were like my family. Like the Chris. Like I spent every holiday with them. So
Yeah.
now I can't.
Yeah.
Like my like.
Yeah.
But you're so right with where we're from. It's just like we're brought up to just never show any
'Cause
emotion.
You'll
Yeah.
get
It's like-
attacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said though, for all the, you know, to translate on a lighter note, transition on a lighter note, all the bad you hear, there's so much good too. Like you've become such an inspiration
Oh,
to
yeah.
people. Like it's
Oh,
you
I've
know,
met the best
like,
people in the world,
you're-
and it's not even from Philly.
yeah, that's
Like all
the
around the like.
yeah. You
You have people like messaging you and everything.
Oh, well, I
Yeah.
talk to them all the time. Like
yeah.
Brazil,
That's so
Brazil
sick.
loves me. I love it. Like, I really want to go visit Brazil.
We
like,
love Brazil in the loft.
They call me Linda. Like,
That's amazing though. That's so cool because you're like, the craziest thing is like, I didn't know you were this like naturally introverted, you know, hearing your story and like the fact that you're able to put your story out there. Like, I hope you realize that it's so important to just be open and show your emotions. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just another reinforcement, you know?
I'm not gonna lie, it's so hard. It's like going out, like when I go out, like I'll have anxiety. Like,
Yeah,
I have to have, like,
it's
I'm working on
it's
it. I'm
something-
not.
right.
What are your friendships like now? Have you
I don't
had
have
that? Have you had? Yeah, you don't.
I stopped because the friends I did, like,
Hmm.
they weren't in the same. They're cool, like they're good people. Not gonna talk crap, none of that.
no.
But our goal,
Different destinations, I guess,
yeah,
right?
like
in
I don't
life?
want to sound mean, like towards
No.
that. I don't want to hate on, like.
No, it's
But we had different priorities.
Yeah,
Nice.
I mean that's what happens though. Your circle gets
Like-
smaller because you eventually you're like, where do I want to go? And if some people's paths don't line up, they just
I kind of hate it because I'm like, I'm so bad at meeting people. Like once I get comfortable, oh, there's no, like, I'll
Yeah.
talk for days.
yeah,
But it's the process of going out
and getting comfortable.
Yeah.
Right. That's something you can just work on.
You
Yeah, I'm
could
starting.
you could get better at that though.
yeah,
It's something you can learn.
yeah.
But it's also bad because the people that were teasing me because of the TikTok, like before TikTok, are now trying to come back
Oh,
and be
they
not.
they
Like,
always
I'm
do.
like,
Yep.
you were just teasing me, like sharing my pictures of my teeth, like me missing teeth all over in the group chat
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago, and now you're being on, like.
And I hope it says so much more about them than you.
That's why I don't.
like
I won't
seriously,
even like people will talk trash on my TikTok, and I'll just K. Nobody knew I was going through like the tornado taking my house. Nobody knew I was going through all that, like
Yeah,
with my, like,
because they don't know.
I didn't even know it
children's
was-
father.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't even know it was a possibility to have a tornado in
that's what I'm
Parkwood.
saying. Either did I.
Honestly,
Like
that's honestly
it
funny.
happens so fast. Like 1 minute, just sitting in the house, like,
Yeah.
and the next my roof is on the car across the street.
What the? Where was I? Was I alive
Was I
at this
sleeping?
point?
Was I
When
asleep?
did
Yeah,
I
look,
miss a?
when you-
When did I miss a
after this,
tornado?
look it up.
Was I home?
And it actually
Yeah.
was like,
Was
it
that-
actually ended up being like, everybody was like, no, it was just a big gust of wind or
How
whatever.
many years ago?
This was just last summer.
Oh.
Where the fuck was I? Man?
I don't know. I think I was gone all of 2020 because of COVID. I think I just
Yeah, it happened during COVID.
yeah.
Huh.
You did all park with
Yeah, life's weird now. After COVID, everything's just
It's a
very strange.
Life's a simulation now. Honestly.
Might be.
Don't get me on that rabbit hole.
Nah, if you want to go, if you
no.
want to go down that path, we'll be here till tomorrow. And
Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
So I also I wanted to talk into because this is honestly really cool. Just like how viral you got so fast. So talk about the opportunities that have come about and what your next direction is with
So
everything.
I had multiple opportunities, like presented, like promoting sponsors, but the thing with me is I rather use my blue check that everybody
Right.
looks at. Like I rather use that to help people.
Right.
Like
That's amazing.
I'm fine. I can eat again. Like
Yeah.
I got my teeth. Like I'm gaining weight back. Like I'm perfectly. I'm content.
Yeah, you got your life
My
back.
kids are happy. Like
Right.
there's like everybody.
Yeah.
We're good. My house is almost done, even though it's been a year.
in Parkwood.
Yeah, it's almost done.
Nice.
Because they gutted the house
Yeah.
completely when they were only supposed to gut 2 floors.
Right.
What
And
this
then-
sounds like to me is, and I love hearing it. You're grateful for what you have.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You're grateful because we always want to look at what we don't have,
Yeah, and what's next?
and you just named a bunch of things that you have.
currently.
dude, I did a whole bunch of like soul searching, digging. Like I made sure I felt it. Cause they
Yeah,
tell you
good.
like just ignore it, go have fun with your friend. No, I made sure I
Good.
felt that pain.
Good.
Like I made sure I listened to music, like
Yeah,
the sad,
because
sad
you
music.
held it in for so long.
That's what I was trying to kind of talk to you about earlier. Is do you think there's benefit? Because the first thing we always want to do when we're going through pain is like numb it. Whether that's all right, I'm gonna go take 10 shots at a bar, or I'm gonna go smoke some pot, or I'm gonna go whatever. Do you think you got a lot of use out of just feeling those feelings, like just feeling that? Sober, completely sober.
It's like a whole different. It's like a whole different thing.
Yeah,
Like before, like I couldn't feel.
you
Like I
probably
was so numb that like anything bad that happened, I thought I deserved.
yeah. You're
So,
gonna be
like-
a lot stronger from everything going forward.
Yeah, and it's crazy. This is just the beginning. I didn't realize how current and soon this was. That all of this kind of happened for you, which is crazy. And I'm honored to even be we're honored to be in the beginning of the journey. You know.
Yes.
If I could sit, we'd be here for days if I tell you
Yeah.
some stories.
Yeah, I mean, we'll love to have you
Right.
back
So
on
what's
eventually.
what's TikTok like? What's that world like?
yeah, what's that TikTok?
I'm still learning.
What's that platform
Some
like?
crazy shit out there
Yeah.
now.
They call you out on your BS. Like there's some investigators.
Yeah,
Like they're
In
good
the-
on there.
in the comments and stuff.
Yeah, like the file, like
I heard it's
the
super.
generation below us.
They
They're
know
very
they know everything.
intelligent. Like
In a whole different way.
I'm gonna have to go look at the comments after
like
this.
some. Don't get me wrong. Some are a-holes.
That's
Some like you
there's
get
always-
your normal
always
ones,
gonna be,
like the, but they're really like smart people, on like younger like talk,
Yeah.
and they're real like.
Are you educating people? Or do you think that's like something that
They want me to do it. Like I just have to build that confidence up because this whole last year and a half, I'm editing my pictures so nobody knew what I was going through. I'm putting like I'm so used to Scott so no one knew that this is like the first time I've ever like opened up to everybody.
It's
So
crazy.
I'm getting used to it.
Yeah, you're slowly starting to embrace yourself, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think that's like pivotal in this whole process is like if you're able to overcome everything you've been through and own who you are like completely, everyone's gonna latch onto that, and the sky's the limit for you. You know.
That's why I'm so glad I did it the way I did it. Cause like if I went on TikTok and I have these beautiful teeth, and I'm just like,
yeah.
like everybody's gonna be like, what, like. So I went on and I told my story before anybody else like.
Before anyone else could.
The only reason you know about my story is because I told you.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying, I probably already said to myself.
Right.
So.
One of the coolest things you did is showed people the side of you that you weren't,
I didn't even-
happy with or whatever. Like by
didn't-
you showed everyone that when you didn't have the teeth and stuff. Because you know how social media is, like it's just the highlights of your life, everything good, and you did. That's really cool how you showed like something that you thought.
I thought I
was
was the only
bad.
one going through it. I thought only people, like old people, old
Yeah,
people who
older
had dentures.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
And look
I
at the
didn't
response you
even know.
got. But look at the response you got.
50 was a 54 million views on that first TikTok on one of the
Yes.
TikToks. That's
Yeah.
54. I just looked. That's insane.
It's
blew-
just because you did something real.
And it's sad.
Right.
And
Real
there's
prevails.
So many people that are going through the same thing, and I didn't even know that. My age, younger,
Yeah, I don't even think about that. Like
and they get like.
Right.
I had adults come up to me and say like I'm so proud of you for doing that because like I have 2 fake teeth and I wouldn't even do that.
Right. That's crazy. See, I told you, man.
And I don't even
yeah. You put good out there, it comes right back. I'm telling you. I firmly believe in that. You put good
That's-
out there, it comes back to you, and that's exactly what you did. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't even know how I even had the privilege to even meet the dentist.
right.
Like I know.
Mm-hmm. You
'Cause
asked.
the second time when I went to go get my eye pictures too to share eye proof of it all. When I got the implants and my flight on the way back, I won. I was in the lucky seat. If you put
I never
was
knew.
on Spirit, so
That's probably
everybody hates Spirit, so
one
you
of their
probably
promo-
don't know about it. I just wanted to get my teeth done, get there and back.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know. I put my tray down and it had lucky like you're the winner. I won 3 miles.
That's sick.
I was in the lucky number seat.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Like on the way down, I was 22.
Yeah.
On the way home, I had the lucky seat. And then when I went to go get these done, so I'm at the airport and there's this woman walking around with a big Ernie doll. And I'm texting my mom. I was like, you will never believe what's here. Like, this woman's walking around with a big Ernie doll. My brother, Sean, loved Ernie. Loved Ernie. Like, we buried him with the Ernie doll, like his Ernie doll.
Holy shit.
Yes. Yeah.
What are the odds of that?
I get on the
What are the
plane.
odds of an Ernie doll?
Wait. I get on the
Crazy.
plane. This is out, like, when we're sitting, waiting. I get on the plane.
Don't tell me she sat
Yes.
next to you.
Yes.
Oh my
I have pictures of it all. Fully dressed Ernie doll, hat, onesie.
And this is all when you're going through like the worst times
yeah,
of your life.
so it like
And he's showing you like, I'm
Yes.
here with you through the bad.
yes.
Can't make this stuff up.
And what made me like going back to like my ex or whatever, I feel like with the trauma bonding is my brother's name is Sean, and my ex's name like they have the same name.
That's a
Middle
little, That's a little
name.
difficult.
Like so
Same
in
middle
my
name, too?
yeah.
Wow.
So in my head I was like, all right, he's sending out like this is my Sean I lost.
Yeah.
So then I just lost and I lost it
Songs.
again.
And it automatically you associate it with your brother.
Such a hard age that you lost him at. 16, that's a tough age.
I mean,
And they have people out here saying that age is enough to be a mature adult to make your own. It's
absolutely
not.
not.
It's
It's
not.
absolutely
Clearly,
not.
it's not. I'm proof.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
There was so much happening in your life at that point, and I can't, like, especially living around here, you can just go to the woods and just drown it all, you know?
Can you imagine how much is going on now with the technology? When we were growing up, we were like, we didn't
I had
have it that big.
I believe I had AIM.
AOL.
Hey, no, I used to message on AIM.
Yeah, so
Remember
did
that?
I. So did I. I don't even.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about my screen name. My LOL name. Baby girl, capital lowercase, capital lowercase.
I think I had like 10 different ones. It's crazy. It's 2021, and you got to think how quick it's evolving. Like,
It's scary.
so much has happened.
McGinney's AOL name was Joe Schmo. If you're listening, Bri, that's so funny. But
So what's your plans
yeah,
All right, so
going forward?
like I do want to help out like the less fortunate, like myself. Like I'm not. Everybody thinks I'm like this high, like goldie person because I have a blue check mark. Like no, I'm just like anybody else. I'm just like you. I'm just like
Yeah.
like I.
Well, listen,
not,
Nothing changed once that.
yeah,
is.
that doesn't change what I want to do. Like I want to help people. Like if that others want to like make millions,
I mean, you
get Teslas and all like.
yeah, nah, like
You just want to help them through sharing your
Yeah,
your
because nobody
story.
was there for me.
right. See
Yeah, that's what I think about so much, man. Is like, if I was like at Ryan 15, whatever, and I had something like this to watch with like young people on a podcast or whatever, I feel like that would have helped me a lot.
Yeah,
Like that's why I want like high school kids to watch this stuff.
Like not like there where they just show you a few pictures.
No, not where they jam
like,
it down your throat. You
No.
know?
Yeah, like-
no.
but
Where
they-
where you have real people who
that went
actually have
through
been
it.
through something and they're sharing it. That's what's so cool about it. And then maybe a girl who's 16 right now, whose brother's got cancer, who just found out in 3 months he's not going to be here anymore, looks at this, watches you, and goes, "Wow, there's another human out there who had that."
Yeah,
That's what like
And then-
TikTok. I've met so many people.
that's cool.
So many people like that have like related stories and that can relate.
Yeah,
And it's crazy because I'm like, nah, you're lying.
That's
Yeah.
how
No.
important you are.
yeah.
That's how important you
Sorry,
are.
I'm so bad at like.
No.
I have to learn.
No, I'm just
That's what
telling
they
you.
said. They say I have to learn to accept conflict. Like
Yeah.
I'm so like.
But
I mean, just acknowledge that blue check mark that we talk shit about can help so many people. And
That's what.
you
That's
know,
what I rather use it for.
and
So
use that heart of gold to put yourself, because the reason why your story is so good is because of you. You know what I mean? Like because of the person behind the story, and it's so real. Like he said, it's something so real and authentic, and people were able to latch onto it. And
it's relatable.
it's so hard to. I'm
Everyone's-
always told that like, oh, you're such a bad person. You're like, but like from getting that beat in my head, like, oh, you did drugs, you're a drug. Like
Yeah.
get beat. Like it's so hard to believe.
I mean, I can be the first one to say, when I'm out in Kennington, I told you about that too. Being out there, and you're more than welcome to join too. But like I said, being out there, they're good people.
they are.
They're just
if
sick.
You talk
But
to
it's
them,
it's like the people who say they're bad people because they do drugs. My whole thing is what is the difference between like, all right, they're doing drugs, so it's just more public.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
because everyone's got something. Everyone's dealing with shit.
Yeah,
they-
exactly.
They're doing it in a
There's
different
something.
way.
They're
The
coping.
people saying, "Oh, that's a drug addict." Well, who knows what he's doing?
Right.
It's just not as apparent.
Right,
He's hiding
exactly.
it from people.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's always been my mindset. Like I can honestly say when I've seen a drug addict, whatever, I really don't judge, like think like, oh, that's a dirty drug, whatever. Like
Yeah.
I used to, and I did.
I don't.
drugs. Like
I used to-
before.
I
Yeah.
used to as well. I'm not gonna lie. I
like,
used to before.
because I know that it's like they're just not awake.
Right.
It's like if you could just shake them and be like, yo, dude, like
It's just a show.
They're zombies, and they're a shell of themselves. And
but it's trauma. Like they're the reason they're most of them. It's some sort
Something
of trauma
deep
that they're
down
back,
it
happened.
numbs them.
and they're just numbing themselves from it.
and especially too, you learn to educate yourself when it hits home. you know, it hits home.
That's so true what you just said though.
You know.
Like they are that you were down there and you realize like they're good people. Like
yeah, they're great people. They're some of the nice people ever. Like they're just sick and like everyone's super thankful.
Oh yeah, they'll say.
Yeah, like
They
they're-
just want someone to talk
it's
to.
hard.
Something like that's what I wanted with the dentist. He gave me something to believe in. When
Yes.
no
Yeah.
one else gave, he
That-
gave me that star to reach for.
and that's what you are for everybody else. That
Like-
you're a reason for people to believe. There's not enough of that. It's all negative, so we all just sit in this fucking bowl of shit and you feel bad for yourselves. When in reality, if you're that person that can be, you know, whether you don't let the comments bother you because they
I
don't.
know, I just
they
say, "Okay."
They certainly don't bother me. I don't respond at all, right? So the point is, right? If people are able to see you with all these comments and you still go and you still put out your content and you still do your thing, people are going, oh, if she can ignore it, then I can too. And then they latch onto you and you become the bigger and better person. And
I have people
what I mean?
sticking up for me that never met me in my life.
right, and that speaks more about your, because it's your reputation, right? How important is your reputation? You know, it's like people, when you have a reputation, it speaks for you. You know, like let's say for example, like an athlete, right? He doesn't have to go around telling him how great he is, but he does what he does on the court and whatever, and people talk about him.
That's why
right?
I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. My actions, the way I
No.
treat people, speak volumes for itself. I don't need to.
That's all you need to know.
like when you know that whole time you were doing drugs and all that, you probably never had somebody come up to you and just be like, "Yeah, you're worth it. Like you're worth something."
No.
That's
My family.
that's one of my biggest regrets is that I don't do it enough. Like I feel like a lot of them people just need to hear that. Like, listen, man, this doesn't make you.
Who you
No,
are.
because
not,
in their head,
like-
in their head, they're told that you're a drug addict. You're not going to get off the street.
Yeah.
That's where you belong.
And then they keep
Yeah.
doing it, and it makes them feel even worse about
Worse.
themselves
Yep.
because they keep
It
doing
keeps
it.
compounding, you know.
And even when they try to do good, even because nobody knew I was in rehab, so nobody judged me until recently.
Right.
Like everybody's just like,
well, because you know what it is. It's people. You know, when you're using, it puts you in such a bad start. Like it's like 6 steps back rather than just 2. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like these people are
That's why-
they're down so bad, and they do a little thing of good to try to help them, but it's just not enough, right?
Yeah.
So
That's why I love seeing people come like you. People come out of it. I love seeing that because if one person can do it, they can do it. Like
Yeah,
you
if
can
one-
you can do it. It's
Yeah.
it's very hard.
yeah, yeah.
But
Right.
that's why I love seeing someone like you who did that and you came out of it. Like Meg,
Yeah,
who we had on,
Meg Cowan,
same
yeah.
thing. Like
Shout
the
out
other
Meg.
girl you had on.
yeah. Becky
Yeah,
Dale.
like they can do it.
oh no, sure, you can
Like
do
it's
it.
possible to do it.
It is like I've had subs, but like I had all. I didn't want to substitute it because
Yeah.
that's
Right.
like I felt like I don't know. I just
You wanna
for me
just cold turkey,
like,
get through
even
it,
after
get past
rehab, the last I was done my rehab, I asked them if for like a week or 2 I could still stay there, but
Mm.
part time, so I can be with learn how to be with my kids, and then still have the support.
Yeah.
Like I can come talk to
Yeah.
so I can adjust.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. It's-
So it worked out real good that way, and Vivitrol,
what's that?
The shot,
the shot in the
the
butt.
opiate blocker.
Yep, that was the
They
best.
just
thing.
made a movie about that. I want to see it. I don't know if it's on Amazon Prime yet with Mia
Mila Kunis.
Kunis.
It
Yeah,
look-
it looks
looks
good though
amazing.
about her getting that shot.
Yeah.
But it brings me back to like habits.
when
How
I-
important habits are because, like I've heard people like on famous podcasts and stuff, they'll go on there like former drug addicts or whatever, and they'll be like, I just had to replace that habit with a better one.
Better one, right? Because that's what drugs. It becomes a habit, right?
Yeah.
You know.
So that's why you always see like addictive personalities. They always need something. Like whether that's you'll see some people like they'll get clean and then they'll have to go to the gym every day. They need like
Right.
something
to
to
keep, to do every day.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
to feed that, yeah.
they have to replace that habit with something better.
Yeah.
Whether that's reading books and stuff. Like they find something to latch onto better.
Yeah.
You know?
What have you found anything yet or no?
That's what I was
TikTok?
just sitting there thinking.
I could
just
tell you were
started-
contemplating.
I was trying to think of what like did I attach to basically my kids.
Yeah.
And that's one of the strongest
Like-
forms of love you could ever find. Like that is the strongest
Like
love.
if it
Yeah.
was like you can't take care of you can't take care of someone else if you can't take care of yourself.
Hmm.
It might sound selfish. Like that's what I told like when I first was gonna go get my teeth done. Everybody's like, "Oh no, it's fake. Nobody does that. It's not real. You're gonna get raped in Texas."
Jesus.
That was from my best friend. ex-best friend now. Because after that, I was just like, no, I'm good.
I'll forget they just
Yeah.
said that.
Yeah,
That's awful.
I haven't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope your teeth look disgusting after. Like,
Yeah, that's stuff you just
So-
block out. You don't have to give that any attention at
But-
all.
came back. Like, I went out by myself. Like a week after talking to him,
Yeah.
they called me on my brother's death date to confirm the appointment.
See, there it is again.
Like,
There's that
if
thing
I
again.
like, I have
You
to
believe
make.
in God?
I don't know. Tell you, I believe in something.
Spiritual, I guess is the
Yeah,
word, right?
Because after
A lot-
my brother died, I'm not gonna lie, I stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people,
But
because a
in
lot of people
rehab-
say to me, like Meg was saying, she was like, "Yeah, I'm spiritual," and
I
I've
believe
been
in a higher power.
I contemplate that all the time. There's something else going on.
There's something in the works.
There's I don't know what it is. Like, I believe in God personally, but there's something else out there. I
Yeah.
think because all
Like,
that
I
stuff's
like,
messages.
I believe in God, like, but I lost so much.
Yeah,
Like,
you start
all-
thinking to yourself, what kind of God would allow this?
Yeah, that's what messed it all up.
Yeah.
So then
Yeah.
I used my brother in rehab as my higher power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So then it,
whatever helps you get through the day.
Yeah,
I guess
and
you know.
I
like-
mean, and I think God, like, or whoever's up there, like, there's timing for everything, man. There's literally timing. Everything
Isn't
is
it crazy?
Everything's
like, if I put a TikTok of all this stuff, like, from all the signs
Right.
leading up.
yeah.
Isn't it crazy how like sometimes something happens and in the moment you don't realize like the magnitude of it, and then like a couple months later you'll think about that and be like the Ernie thing or whatever. You'll just be like, what the fuck was that? Like
Yeah, you don't realize
that wasn't.
the
This
significance
person
of it.
bought,
Yeah, exactly.
No. It's not.
Like-
She didn't hold it on her lap. She bought a seat for it.
I gotta go, dude. That's
So
crazy.
it was me on the end, Ernie in between us. I gave him my neck pillow.
Wait, shout out to this woman for buying a legit plane ticket for
did you
Ernie.
say anything to the lady
Oh
about it?
yeah, we took pictures and everything.
You told her about your brother.
Yeah, I
and
told her.
everything.
I told everybody. I was so proud of it, like so happy because of this. Oh,
No, you're good. No, you're good. You're good. You're
I
good.
was so happy with because of the dentist. Like I was telling everybody about him.
Yeah.
So the whole story.
Yeah,
But the Ernie topped. He had a bucket hat on.
That's crazy.
it's too.
Sat next to me.
It's
and
not
all.
a coincidence.
Yeah,
it's
no.
too.
It's too.
All the things you're saying just
my
makes my
anxiety-
belief even more.
And mine is like I wouldn't go travel by myself.
Right.
I'm going to Texas where I don't know anybody staying at like I rented a car, got my own like
You
When-
wanted
all
it-
by myself.
when
Like,
you
You
saw-
wanted
within
it bad enough. That's what happens when you want something
Legit.
that bad.
When you saw
like the money for my car, like since my engine blew, I lost my car. Like the money I was saving up, like I was like, that went to the plane ticket. That went to
wow,
the
and it changed your whole life.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So when you saw that Ernie sitting there with the plane ticket in his hand, did you think in any type of way that was your brother? Like did that?
I took
did,
the
did
signs.
Did it bring you
yeah.
comfort? It brought you
Yeah,
comfort.
oh yes, that's why I took
That's what I-
pictures of it. Like I was like, can
That's amazing.
And it's at the it's at the time of all of this.
all this going through
So
it.
it's like you were just saying the timing.
yeah.
I feel like they're there with you during like the worst days of your life, the best days of your life.
Yeah.
I feel like that's when you'll see something like
When
that.
you need it the most, I think.
Like I feel like I guess he chose me to go with me there for some reason. Like,
Yeah. And
Is your relationship with your other brother good?
yeah, it's good. Like
Yeah, that's
the,
good.
The
It's
drugs
important.
did mess it up because he was so disappointed. Like,
Yeah.
drugs tend to be a
He-
problem in that.
It's a-
and I
it's
told
a-
him, I give him every right. Like he was like, I'm about to punch your. I was like, you have every right to.
Mm.
Like come hit. Like
Because that's why like a lot of drug addicts and all, they get that bad name and like bad image because I will say it is so frustrating. Like that's probably what it was. He was just so frustrated because you tell them like a million times and then they
They
you
can't.
feel like they're not listening to you. You know.
It's
Because
just-
it's the way their body's wired, right? It's
because
like,
my brother's he's perfect.
Hmm.
Like he has
Yeah.
the wife he's been with since high school, like the high school sweetheart.
That's
Like,
great.
that's great for him.
and then
yeah.
there's me.
Nah, you're
You have your own story.
yeah. Listen, that's the thing. You have
Everyone's got one.
you have your own story, man, and you're here to tell it, and people.
And look, like
And it's just a coincidence that everyone loves it.
So I'm so glad my parents didn't have to bury two kids. So I couldn't do that to them. No matter how bad I wanted to leave rehab, and I tell you, I watch the squirrels. Like I can tell you how to escape out of there. Because if a squirrel can get into a little closed off section, it can get right back
Get
out. So
out.
I would sit there and watch, and I
Yeah.
would mess with the people. I'd be like, so you hop right over that. Like with the staff, I would sit there and tell them. They call me the squirrel girl.
Was it just out of boardom? You were just watching squirrels, or you just?
No, like in my head, I
She
really
was
wanted
trying
to
to
leave.
escape. It was an escape plan.
Yeah, that
Oh
was my.
man,
I was
you were
like,
studying the squirrels for like prison break or something.
Yeah, I was really.
It is like in a lot of ways it kind of sounded like prison because for 30
it
days they
is.
didn't let you talk to anybody either.
That's only during Blackett, like. But after that, I was allowed on like phone calls for
Yeah.
a little bit. But that's only certain times.
That
Pay phone if you had the money.
yeah.
Do they have TV?
Yeah.
All right.
But you only
So
got
is
like
that
20
television?
minutes.
That's crazy.
20 minutes.
Yeah, the whole day.
That's insane. I mean, so
I mean, I couldn't do it. I give you
Yeah.
guys a lot of credit.
No,
that
but
you-
I did love because you get inside your head. So there, I faced all my.
it's where you face your demons, right?
Yeah, that's where I faced all the feelings, everything. Just I couldn't numb it.
So I guess when you have those same thoughts now, they're just not as. They don't like you've heard them before. You went through you went through those feelings already. So when because you said your mind still races
if
to this day.
I can if I really think
Like does it
it's
still have the
weird.
same effect on you? I'm saying.
if I really think about it, if I'm by myself, like I can really I don't know how to explain this, but I can feel like I'm back experiencing it again. Like if I think like a certain smell or a certain sound,
Brings you back to it.
like it'll play that whole day over again. Like I beat
That's
up.
true though.
I attacked the what is that? The guy that comes out and gets the dead body from
Oh,
the
it was an old man.
The
from-
Undertaker?
Yeah, like they come pick it from up
Yeah,
at your
I think
house.
that's what they call
like
it,
I
right?
fought him, like I legit fought him, so he wouldn't take my brother. Like so, like, why? Like, and he had he had 3 tumors in his head, at the time, like, of his passing. So you know when they like you die, like, your body becomes like really like.
Yeah, it's just.
So the tumors were pushing.
Yeah.
Like, body parts out that shouldn't be out.
Yeah.
So
It's,
like I've seen stuff like I've seen I've seen stuff
That's insane.
like nobody really knows what like cancer like
Well, you can't prepare for it.
Yeah,
no one knows like kids
sure.
with like the families that go through like kids with cancer and they go through hell.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
only see like in the videos you only see like a little part. No, it is hell.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I had
And there's nothing you
I
can
had
do
a
about it.
I had a clinical semester at CHOP
Oh,
on the cancer
I lived there.
floor with you know the young kids, and
It breaks your
I
heart
would
every
leave
day.
there and then just I'd cry.
It breaks your
Like
heart
I used to
every
leave
day.
there and just be like, dude, wow, you just gain so much from it. Like, and it's crazy. It's crazy though how like good they keep their spirits.
Oh,
isn't that
they're strong.
right? That's something
Like
I've
they're-
always realized.
yeah.
They're the best people.
Like they keep their spirits so strong. Like they're like you walk in, they got a big smile on their face. Like
Yeah.
they don't even like.
And they're stuck in the hospital 24/7. Like
Yep.
we complain about COVID, us being in the house.
I complain about
They're
the
in-
dumbest shit. Like if my TV, my remote
When
battery
you really
dies,
think of it, you're like, you know what I mean? When you really think of it, you complain
You're
about
laying
the,
in bed and your remote's on the floor and you
Yeah,
have to
like-
get up.
yeah.
Like,
oh, yeah, you wish you were like
but
Spider-Man.
yeah,
like
to
little
describe it.
kids, and they have to stay in this hospital in this room. They only get like a playroom.
yeah.
Or
Because
that-
I always
that
say to my
Ronald McDonald room where all the ice cream is. And they can make the ice cream.
Yeah.
I don't know
Right.
if they still have that.
and seeing like the parents there would always really mess me up too. But like I always say to my mom, me and my mom, we
best-
have some crazy talks. I'll
Yeah.
be like, because my mom's very very religious. I don't know if you know that about her. She's at church every day, 7 days a week.
See, that's what like I used to.
I challenge her. No, I go like, why does God let this happen? Why does God let that happen? And one thing she always says to me that really sticks out to me is like, you don't know it from their perspective. Like the little kid, you know, because it's true. I've seen it. They really don't think that way. Like the little kid going through it really doesn't think that way, and like has a huge effect on everyone that's around them. Like he can change a lot of people's lives by
showing how strong.
yeah,
By being
by keeping
positive.
his spirits that high and everything, could change his parents' lives, could change his family's life. Like,
even the people working, helping them out.
yeah.
Like-
So there is perspective with
They don't
everything.
get enough credit at Chopped, and they're like on the can't like.
Yeah, honestly.
You were there with your
That's where
with
my
your
brother. Yeah,
brother.
my brother lived there
Yeah,
for a while.
shout out to them kids, man. Because honestly, if you really, really think about it, they're going through the worst, but they're making other people feel the best. And it's like now, it's like you're able to go home and like love your mom a little bit more.
That's what I'm getting
Because
at. That's what I'm getting at.
you know what I mean. Like, and it's a shout out to them, man. It's like it's miraculous. But
They're like some of the coolest
Yeah.
kids in the world.
I wanted
man.
to.
They're so nice,
So-
and they're so funny.
Yeah.
Like for being stuck in the like the one
Yeah.
kid used to torture his mom. He would just hide behind like the door, and she'd be
Yeah.
like run around look for him.
Yeah.
And like,
It
yeah, just
gives-
little things.
It
Yeah.
gives you hope when you leave. You're
and
like,
when
Yeah.
they ring that bell,
Ooh,
I love the ringing the
those
bell.
are the best videos. Like those, the emotional videos.
I love like the Make a Wish with the athlete. They hook the athlete like
Those
with
are
your
cool.
brother.
Yeah,
they'll-
like make.
Those are
That's what
cool.
we do. Like my family, every year we have a golf outing
Hmm.
at Benton Country Club,
Oh, nice.
and we raise money for Make a Wish Foundation.
Nice. That's
Really?
that's
So
cool.
this would be like the 12th annual.
When is it?
It's August something. I'll do.
Well, let me know.
Yeah.
I'll go.
Me too.
Again,
It's like a big beef and beer. But
Yeah.
Nice.
Why not? That'll be fun.
Yeah, no, and it has such an effect. I remember like John Wall. They like had him with one. It has such an effect on the
He's
athlete
a
too.
NBA athlete. Yeah.
Yeah, NBA player. He like the little girl died that day before the game, and then like he couldn't even do the interview after he was crying so much. Like they
Yeah.
become like best friends.
Yeah, you get close to them.
I give it to Bernard. He is the best man I've ever met.
B-Hop.
Shout out B-Hop.
Execution. He was a pallbearer for my brother.
Oh, wow.
He carried the casket.
Wow.
He put his winning gloves into my brother's casket.
Dude.
He went way beyond the Call of Duty that he had to.
Good for him.
He's a
dude.
legend, man.
Yeah, and he don't get any praise for that. You don't really hear it like.
Right. Yeah. Because
All they talk about is he's jail. He's old. He got knocked out the ring. Okay. Do you know what else he did? He changed other like.
people don't know unless they see it for themselves. And they're always going to have that judgment because they just simply don't know. And it's easier for them to just make something up or just assume the worst. And then you sit. It's like when you judge a book by its cover. It's the exact same thing. It's like, you know what I mean? You would never know. Like you sit with somebody, or you think someone's a bad person. You sit with them for a half hour. You're like, oh, you know what? That person went through something. That's why they act that way, and they don't actually mean it.
Yeah.
And nobody looks at that. Like right now, our
Right.
world's broken.
Mm-hmm.
Our world is
And,
broken.
and
we need people to fix it,
That's,
or at least
there's no trust.
we
There's
need
no.
you.
yeah. And I hope
I need more people. Like it's so hard doing it by myself.
Listen, hey, listen.
We're here together.
I'm a
Let's
tech.
go.
Listen, I'm a tech guy. I know all this stuff. These dudes speak to a whole room of people. Like that's something that the
Oh, so you have to teach me that because I need to learn
He's
that.
the- he's the-
I
yeah.
want to get involved with something where I can like do, like talk to a group or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a
just to help people.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
that's
just to help
something-
like share
Yeah.
things I've gone through or whatever,
Yeah.
and just because that like I think about my little cousins all the time. Like they're both in high school. I know they watch.
yeah.
And I can't imagine how hard it's got to be for high school kids right now, like
Just to-
And
in,
there's-
in the world we live
And the
in.
generation we have is a lot of kids without that, like, dad figure, like,
Yeah, there's just so much going on for them. Like there's so much on social media, and they're all comparing themselves to people. Like
oh, crazy. That's me. I used to do it all the time since I was getting cheated on. I would compare myself to the girls,
yeah,
and that would mess my head up even more.
yeah.
But now I'm just like, it was a blessing in disguise, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Because without any of that happening in the last year and a half, I wouldn't have found, like, I would have never dug deep. I would have never found
Yeah.
out a lot of stuff
Yeah.
I found.
Just a lot to deal with at their age.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot put on them.
for sure. So I wanted to kind of cap it off on this. The camera's gonna die, so I want to get as much as we can. Then we can obviously we'll have you back on. Like this is a great episode. Like I'm super excited to put this together and put it out, and I'm happy you're able to sit here and open up to us because your story is, like I said, it's
I
miraculous.
feel like there's a lot more too that,
There's so
that
much
we
to-
haven't got
Let
into.
me
No, well, dude, there's gonna be a part
Let me
two.
take this camera
Absolutely,
outside.
do it. Yeah,
We'll-
right.
We'll have you come back.
Yeah,
if-
there'll be
if
a part
if
two.
you want to.
So I wanted to end off on this. I wanted to simply ask you, for anyone who maybe doesn't love themselves or has something they're going through, because I knew it had a big effect on you. What advice do you have for people who go through something like that?
Don't be scared to ask for help. Speak up. Don't bury that. Burying it just makes it worse. It just digs that 6 feet hole deeper and deeper and deeper, and it's going to be harder to get out. Just ask for help. Like reach out, talk to somebody, get it out.
That's dope.
Just try.
What do
Nice.
you kind of try to do to love yourself more?
I don't
Like
usually, before I used to wake up and be like, when I didn't have my, because I didn't have teeth and all that, I used, you're nothing. Like, you're not going to amount to, like my kids are scared to see me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm my own worst enemy. So anything you say on Instagram, like TikTok and all that, I already said to myself. You want to call me a crap? I already call myself that. Like,
Yeah.
Then-
Self-talk is big, right?
that's what
The way you talk to
I
yourself.
Yeah, I started cutting that out. I stopped to call, like,
You speak better to yourself now.
yeah, I treat, like, I'm like, I help this person, like, I help that person, like, I'm in the process of helping, doing the smile in every state.
Good.
So try to help more. Like, I've been reaching out
Yeah,
to
that's gonna be really cool. I'm excited to see that. You know, I'm excited to see how that turns out. You know, and I'd love to help out where
and
I
this
can.
is like the first announcement of me saying it,
yeah.
so you feel like
Yeah. So what's it? What's it called again? What's it called?
I haven't thought of a name. Like,
So what's the
it's
idea-
like 50 smiles in 50 states.
50
Like-
smiles, 50 states.
Like a smile in every state, help them get a smile made. Because there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people sending me stories, and it just breaks my heart because I want to help them, but I have to find ways, and I need others to want to join.
Listen, I'll join. I'll help.
That's
Me
like
too. I'm in.
I've talked to
Seriously.
a few. Like, I've a dentist in California already interested. What is it? Texas, Florida, Philly, Chicago.
Just kind of
So-
like pick somebody and kind of
they're
do
gonna
what they
send-
did for you.
I want, but I want to promote that dentist, like one in each state. So
Right.
I wanna
Promote the dentist.
Yeah, like
Yeah, and
how-
try to
In
get
a way, you're trying to
Bring
replicate what your story
Yeah,
and give
and
other
help
people
some-
platforms to
speak
tell their
on it,
story.
to bring awareness. Like, don't be ashamed. I don't got teeth. I don't got teeth. That's why does it matter to you?
Right.
I can't bite you. If they're like
Yeah. But I mean,
now I can. It's gonna hurt.
You're,
but-
start- you're
so
starting a
mess with-
wave. You're gonna
Like-
start a wave.
But
Watch it take
don't-
off.
Don't get your teeth don't purposely take out your teeth. If you have
Right.
healthy teeth, don't
right.
try to save your teeth as much as you can. Like, I'll give it to that because it still
Right.
takes like 3-4 months to learn how to
Right.
talk, eat. I have a list. Like,
It's not that.
Not
It's
really.
honestly not that bad.
I don't even
Honestly.
think you have one.
it gets sometimes it like
You
pops
sound
out.
better than me. People are like, dude, what is that accent? Like everyone
That
says.
Philly ass accent.
That's what everybody says. That
Yeah,
Philly.
I do have a really strong.
So you
accent.
said something earlier. You said someone was saying, "Oh, like no one else does this, right? Like getting the teeth done. You're the first one to do it, and now you're able to. If you go to 50 states and
no
do-
one else ran a 4-minute mile until they did it.
right until they did it, right? So it's like you're the first one. You can consider yourself the first one and the first big one, right? So it's like now you got to own that, and now you're gonna start an entire wave of positivity and help people out, and it's like people. That's when people are gonna be like, oh, that's Brittany Negler. Oh my God, I remember. When before they were talking shit on you, sending you with no teeth to group chats. Now they're praising you because you were the first one to do it.
Yeah, and then they're like, "Oh, you're just gonna like take money, just go do drugs." I'm like,
You're gonna take
"You
money. and
watch."
you're gonna-
Like, I have money.
All you gotta
Like,
say is stay on that side.
Yep.
When,
Like,
when,
I-
when everything changes, don't try
Nick,
to come
what-
over.
Especially when I come to your state to try to help fix smiles, don't put an application in after you were just teasing everybody.
Right.
Should I drop the quote?
Yes.
Is that what you want?
That's what I want.
All right, the
I want
The
you to
winners focus on winning and losers focus on winners. That's what that is.
think about that for a second, Britt.
Just focus on what you do, what you say, and you're gonna win. It's that simple.
Yeah.
You know, focus.
Let Joe Schmo or whatever, dude. The conversations are gonna go on. That's a part of it. It comes with the territory.
The
It comes with it.
there's a beauty in putting yourself out there because it's gonna be people who love it. B, there's gonna be people that really hate it, right? So you're putting yourself out there, but
I could really.
but the
Love
benefit,
you
but
or
the-
hate you, guess what? You got their attention.
Right.
Hmm.
And if you hate
Right?
me so much, why you continue to comment on my picture, like on my videos and all?
You
Yeah.
got
like,
their
what-
attention.
Got the-
You own
Just be
rent.
nice, like-
You own rent in their head. They have to pay you every month.
they pay monthly to stay in there.
I'm about to start charging so I can put it to like help
So you-
fix more people's
go-
Yeah,
smiles.
but
like,
I just feel like your energy from you got big things coming. I really think. Like
everybody
I think
says
you,
that, and
I just
I
can
s-
see
yeah,
it in
yeah.
you, kinda.
Yeah.
some like psychic medium came up to me and said, "She used big terms."
Big
I
thing-
should have.
big-
Yeah.
You got big thing. I mean, you're already.
She was
You
like,
already
your
are getting
aura,
there.
your
Aura,
aura.
yeah.
I just
And
can't-
some
I mean, honestly, I can't wait to see your growth from this point, and I want to help. I really,
And
really.
it should
That's
also
fine,
show
yeah.
you how fast it can change. Look how fast it can happen.
Yep.
Like how long ago? 6 months, you said?
Well, I just got these in 3 months
Like
ago,
okay.
January.
So think of your situation last year.
Oh,
You
I
were
thought I was
probably
gonna
down
die.
in the dumps. You were done.
I was broken.
You were finished.
I was yeah.
And
I
now
was
look at you.
literally broken.
Yeah. Well.
Walking around doing the Billy strut, McGregor walk.
Yeah. Right. Well, listen, this was a phenomenal episode.
Yeah, it was cool.
I'm so excited you came on and you're able to just like
I'm glad you had me.
tell your
Thank
story
you.
and speak
Thanks
your
for
truth.
coming.
Yeah, and
Thank you.
We're gonna have you on again. You'll be back.
Okay.
Trust me, you'll be back.
You'll be a
Let me
regular.
know when.
You'll be
Yeah.
a regular here.
Yeah.
Let me
no-
know. I got stories for days.
Yeah, well, I want to hear them all.
I got stories for days.
So this was episode 19 of The Loft. I'm Kevin Nichols. That's Nick Huser. That's Brittany Negler. And thanks, guys. Peace.
See you guys.
Say